Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Morning, everyone.
Morning, sir. Sir, you can start, sir. There is a problem, sir. Audio problem. Don't know what happens. Priyana sir, am I audible? Priyana sir?
Audible, but there is a echoing. Otherwise, you are audible. Now it's okay.
Now it's okay, na?
Echoing is there.
ইকো গেলে কইতেছে তুমি ফোনটা নিয়ে তুমি লগ ইন করে রাখছো না তুমি দূরে নাও ফোন
এটা ব্যাটারি শেষ হয়ে গেছে
ঠিক আছে Now it is okay, sir?
You can understand.
Yes. Good morning to everyone. Our speaker is Dr. Arvind Kumar Jain here. So he is an associate professor of Department of Electrical Engineering in Agartala. So he did his PhD in Power System from Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Kanpur. Masters in Power and Control from Department of Electrical Engineering from IIT Kanpur. And B in Electrical Engineering from Government Engineering College, Jabalpur. So he conferred with Kosovo Power System Award 2014 for his PhD work. His award is jointly given by Power System Operation and Control of Cooperation of Power Grid Corporation. And he also received All India Council of Technical Education Quality Improvement Program Fellowship during his MTech course. He received National Talent Search Scholarship during undergraduate program. His scholarship is given by MHRD Government of India. He received Cash Award of 2000 from Journal of CPRI for research paper Coordinated Bidding Strategy of Supplier in Day Ahead and Balancing Energy Market. He also received Director Border Security Force Academy or Vice Chairman RJIT Appreciation Certificate for outstanding contribution in the development of the institute. He received Madhya Pradesh Council of Science and Technology Bhopal and Srijan Award for helping students to achieve academic excellence. So now he is working as Associate Professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering in IIT Agartala. Before that he worked as Associate Professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering, Rustomji Institute of Technology, Border Security Force from July 13 to April 19. He also worked as Assistant Professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering, Rustomji Institute of Technology from 2000 to 2013. He also worked as Visiting Assistant Professor in the Department of Computing and Electrical Engineering, IIT Mandi from January 2012 to June 2012. He worked as lecturer in the Department of Electrical Engineering, Government Polytechnic, Ujjain from 1997 to April 2000. Sir, on behalf of the organizing committee, I welcome you and I am requesting you to be kind enough to share your slide. Thank you, sir.
So, thank you very much, Dr. Aru, for introducing me. And I also welcome all the participants for showing a keen interest in a very, you can say, very relevant topic which is on the intellectual property rights and the startup. So without wasting much time, I am sharing the screen. Just wait. Can you hear me, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
My slides are visible.
Yes, sir.
Right. So, topic of my today's topic, patent and intellectual property right, practice and processes. So, what are the objectives of the today's talk? we will know about the intellectual property rights and its importance, and finally I will concentrate on the patent. We will also understand the procedures for filling the patent, and at the last, if there are any doubt or misunderstanding about the IPs, intellectual property and intellectual property rights, I will try to solve all this. So these are the objectives of today's talk. So very first thing which comes in our mind, what is the intellectual property? So as per the available standards, intellectual property is a property created by a person using his/her own intellectual for ultimate use in industry, and which is not available in the public domain. It means it should not be disclosed, or it should not be in the public domain. What comes under the intellectual property? So there are various things like invention related to any product, or new process, or design of any article, literary work, trademark, which also symbols and logo. So all these things comes under the intellectual property. Now, question is, what is intellectual property right? So here in the diagram you can see we can classify the intellectual property rights in 5 categories. One is the patent, copyright, trademark, then industrial design and geographical indication. Later on we will discuss one by one on all the aspects of IPR. So how can we say, or how can we define the intellectual property right? Intellectual property right is the statutory right granted by the government to the applicant or owners of an IP to exclude others from exploiting the IP commercially for a given period of time, in lieu of the disclosure of his IP in the IPR application. So there is a need to apply in any government to get the intellectual property right, so that nobody can claim that your invention or you will get some advantages out of those invention. Then the intellectual property rights were essentially recognized and accepted all over the world due to some very important reasons. What are those? Reasons are to provide an incentive to individuals for new creation. So right, definitely it will give some royalty in terms of the monetary benefits. It will accord the recognition to the inventor. It will ensure the material reward. So it will give some royalty, recognition and other awards also, and it will come in the terms of the product. So once someone or inventor is having the IPR right, it can achieve all these advantages. Now, what are the various kind of IPRs? Already we have seen in the diagram, but here I am little bit elaborating. First thing is a patent. Patent is related to the invention of product or industrial process or materials or compositions. Second thing, to provide the solution to a technical problem. Like as researchers, whether it's a faculty or as research scholars, we are more concentrating on this part, technical solution to a technical problem. So what we are doing, we are trying to improve the available technical problem by either providing some new improvement in the product, or we are providing some new algorithm to a available problem. So already we are concentrating on that. Second thing is the industrial design, which related to the external features appealing to the eye. We will discuss later on. New shape, pattern or configuration. Then third thing is the trademarks. So you can see various companies are having a different name, like Tata Motors. So that is a trademark. HP, Compaq, Apple, Lenovo, all are the comes under the trademarks. Their name. Then there is a logo. If you will see in the Apple, so there is one Apple which is cut at the top. So that is the logo. So that's why watching the logo you can identify the company name. There are so many punchlines like believe in the best. It also comes under the trademarks. Then applied on article of manufacturers or service, it indicates the origin of goods and services. So all these things come under the trademarks. Then copyrights. We all are aware about that. Once we are submitting the paper in a very good journal, they always ask to provide the copyright. So whatever literary work is there, you are publishing your paper, or you are framing a poem, or writing a story, all these things, or composing a music, creating some dramatic reactions, all these comes under the copyright. And the copyright comes under the property rights. Then geographical indications. Under the geographical indications, you will find the various kind of products. It will be agriculture product, natural or manufactured goods. It possesses the special quality or reputation based upon unique characteristics of the geographical locations. So, IPRs having patent, industrial design, trademark, copyrights, and geographical indication, which is based on a particular area or territory. Now, here see the validity of all the IPR. So I have compared all the IPR like patent. Patent is granted for 20 years, and it is mandatory to renew the patent every year except for initial 2 years. That's why there is a star which is showing if someone will get the patent in year 22, then there is no need to renew up to 24. But after 24, there is a need to renew it every year, otherwise it will go in the public domain, you will not get any royalty and other thing. So this patent active IPR was under the Indian Act 1970, which is amended in 99, 2003 and 2005. So latest is 2005. Then trademark. Trademark time period is lifelong, always. So Tata Motor will always remain the Tata Motor, Compaq will always remain the Compaq, like anything. But renewal is required after every 10 years. And the trademark related IPR is protected or governs under the Trademark Act 1999, which is amended in 2010. Then industrial design. The maximum protection for time period for this is 15 years, but it is further renewable after 10 years to next 5 years, right? So after every 10 years it will be renewed for the next 5 years, and it governs under the Act 2000, and then it is amended in 2014. And copyright. So there is I'm talking in terms of the Indian Act. Copyright also in different countries there is a different maximum protection years. In India 60 years, and renewal is not required. The Copyright Act came in 1957, then it is amended in 2012. Geographical indication, again expiry period is lifelong, but renewal is required after 10 years. This comes under the Act 1999, Geographical Indication of Goods. So this is a comparison in terms of the years, renewables, and under which act or rule it governs. So this is the IPR comparison. Now, with the help of one example related to Coca-Cola, I have shown here what is the relation between IPR. So in one product there is a possibility most of the IPR are coming. Like you see this part, Coca-Cola. It is related to an example of trademark, Coca-Cola. It is written in different form. The shape of the bottle is very special shape. This shape is a part of industrial design. Then patent may have been obtained in respect of bottling equipment. So, which equipment is constructing or producing this bottle? This is patented. A special kind of model or a special kind of module may be there for creating this shape of the bottle, which is patented. Then copyright. In respect of the text, database or artistic work appearing on its website. So here we can see a single product can be protected by more than one IPR. So here we have seen 4 IPRs: copyright, patent, industrial design and trademark. Can you hear me? Anyone just respond?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Then, one by one I will elaborate. So what is trademark? Generally, brand or logo comes under the trademark. A visual symbol which may be word signature, name, device, labels, numerals or combination of colors used by one undertaking on goods or service or other articles of commerce to distinguish it from other similar goods. Right? Any name which is not unusual for trade to adopt as mark. Device or symbol or monogram. Shape of goods or their packing. Combination of colors or even a single color in combination with word of device. So all these qualities comes under the trademarks, TM. So in most of the articles you will find at the top mentioned TM. TM is trademarks. So nobody can copy that trademark, that is monopoly of a particular company. So here you can see I have given so many trademarks like Adidas. So this is a design and mentioned Adidas and here mentioned the TM. Adidas. BMW. You can see HP, invent. IBM, Toyota, Pepsi. So many trademarks are given here. Harley Davidson, Google. It is writing in a special form, having a special color. Nobody can copy that. So these are some examples of the trademarks. Then copyright. Copyright is a legal term describing rights given to creators for their literary and artistic work. So whatever literature you are creating or some artistic work you are doing, that comes under the copyright. The work covered by copyright includes some examples. Literary works such as novels, poems, plays, reference work, newspapers and articles. Computer program and databases are also a part of the copyright. Films, musical compositions, dance and theatrical productions. Artistic works such as painting, drawing, photographs and sculptures. Architecture, advertisement, maps, technical drawings and manuals. All are the part of the copyright period. Manuals, lab manuals maybe. If you are writing one book is also a part of, you are publishing a paper is also a part of copyright. Any technical report. If you will talk about like a technocrats, then any technical report, whatever is coming on in computer program you are developing or you are collecting the data after experiments, all these things come under the copyright. Copyright comes into existence as soon as the work is created and protects skill and labor implied by the creator and production of the work. Now I have given or shown you the timeline of the copyright. So you see, the USA and Europe. In USA and Europe it is 70 years. For India it is 60 years. And another country it is 50 years. So it will depend on the countries. Country to country, copyright timeline is varying. Now, so till now we have discussed the copyright trademark. Now that is the geographical indications. GI, it is also part of IPR. So GI identifies the agricultural, natural or manufactured goods associated with a territory, region or locality. It is related to particular region or locality. Geographical indication gives protection to the group of people or associations involved in the production of the product using traditional skill and knowledge. Like in Northeast, what is the specialty of Northeast? Well, handicrafts you will find. So those handicrafts will come under this category GI. The manufactured goods should be produced or processed or prepared in that territory only. This gives a special quality to the product due to geographical, climatic environment, reputation, specific manufacturing, farming skills, traditions and other characteristic attribute to origin. So it will include all the specialty of that region. It consists of the name of the place of origin and originate from a definite geographical territory. So here I have given some example like basmati rice, Darjeeling tea, Kanchipuram silk sari, Alfonso mango, Nagpuri orange, Kolhapuri chappal, Bikaneri bhujia, Agra petha, all these are the GIs, right? So Alfonso mango belongs from which part of the India? Anybody knows? Anyone? This is from
Maharashtra?
very good. Maharashtra, Ratnagiri and that region of the Maharashtra, right? And so I have told like in Tripura, you will find bamboo related articles are very famous. Those articles will come under the GI. Or somebody developed the tea like Darjeeling tea, Assam tea. So all these comes under the GI. So this is, you can see very nice Alfonso mango, rice, basmati rice, here is tea, sweets also coming like special sweet, Agra petha. So all these are the GI and all these things are part of the IPR and get the cover or right from the government. Now, so we have discussed the GI. Now last one is the industrial design. Now you see, lots of chairs, but you see the design of this chair. So somebody developed that design keeping in view some special quality or comfort or material. So many things may be there. It will come under the industrial design IPR. Lots of cars are there. Each and every car is having different shape due to one or another reason, which may be helpful in their speed or comfort or fuel consumption. So this is the design, car design. Then maybe ornaments, shoe design, cloth design, bottle design, all these are the part of the industrial design. You can see in earlier days there was the glass bottles. Now all the glass bottles are replaced by the plastic waste or other material bottles, and their cap is also different. Opening style is also different. So all these are the parts of the industrial design, and it comes after getting the input from the general public. I have read one article related to industrial design. So initially they are discussing with public, what is the problem with this product? Then public will give some input. Based on that input or inputs, they change the shape of the particular project or particular product. It comes up under industrial design, right? And the last one, I will focus on that, is the patents. So patents, it is the exclusive right of inventor. Now question is that, what is the invention? Inventor should invent something, then he or she can go for the patent. So invention means a new product or process involving an inventive step and capable of industrial application. So there are two buzzwords. One is having inventive steps and capable enough to industrial application. If such type of invention is there, then it is patentable. Patent have territorial jurisdiction. Territorial jurisdiction means if someone will get the patent in India, then it will belong only to India. Other countries are free to do anything. So that's why there is a need to patent in various countries. So same patent may be patented in the USA, in the Australia, in the India, or group of the countries also. There are some groups also, they are working. So patent is having the regional or territorial jurisdiction. Then how to file patent? Patent application will be filed online in India using ipindia.nic.in website I have given here. This is the website. If somebody is want to apply for the patent, so there are both the ways, manual way as well as online way. So manually you have to visit the patent office. If you want to submit your patent or you want to file your patent, you can patent using the online platform also by this link. Now what are the main parts of the patent, or you can say what are the main salient points of the patents? Patent, who grants the patent? Patent is granted by the government of India for an invention done by the inventor, and this is for a particular territory or particular country in lieu of disclosure of invention to the government. And the timing of patent is 20 years from date of filing. From date of filing, it means if somebody filed in the year 2022 and got a patent in 2024, so remaining years will be 18 years. And already we have discussed, renewal is also required in every year. Otherwise, automatically it will go in a public domain. So what are the main features? It is granted by the government to the inventor or group of the inventor, and its nature is territorial, and lifespan is 20 years. Now there are various patent acts and rules. What are those? In India, patent rights are governed by the Patents Act 1970. Act Patent, Third Amendment of Act known as the Patent Act 2005 is in force. For application of patent acts, rules are made by the government which are known as Patent Rules 2003. As of now, Patent Rule 2006 and further updated in September 2015 are in force. For better understanding of Act and rules, Draft Manual of Patent Practice and Procedure 2008 is made by the Patent Office. There are 4 patent offices in India, right? One is at Kolkata, which is the head office, and other 3 are at Delhi, Mumbai and Chennai. So head office is Kolkata, and others are in other metro cities, and each patent office having or covering some states. So all the states of country are divided in 4 offices. So our part, Northeast is connected to the Kolkata. So what are the criteria of patentability? What means which product is patentable? Means that first, novelty. Something new is required. If even there is a data improvement which is beneficial for the society, is patentable. But it should not be in the public domain, or it should not be published. So if suppose that we have made something and already published in terms of the paper, or in terms of any conference paper, or in any exhibition, that is not patentable. So some secrecy is required. Inventive step, or it must be non-obvious. Non-obvious means something you will find anybody can say nothing in doing this. That is happening. So this is obvious. But if something is non-obvious, it requires some inventive steps, thinking, lot of intellectual force is required for developing in that. That is patentable. And capable of industrial applications. So whatever you have invented, if you can make the model of that, or if it can come in the production capacity, then it is patentable. Like in our research, what we are getting the results, that is a half result. If those results are applicable in any process, or whatever we have discussed in our research, if it can come in the form of model, then it is patentable. And very important, 4th point, it should not fall within the provision of section 3 and 4 of the Patent Act 1970. If your invention or whatever you are going for the patentability, if it falls under the section 3 and 4 of the Patent Act 1970, then it is not patentable. So in detail I will discuss section 3 and 4. Everybody know what are those provisions. So here I have listed these things, like first, frivolous or anything obviously contrary to well-established natural law. So frivolous means a very trivial thing, or which is very obvious, and it is falling under the natural law, so no new thing is there. So if something is not new, it is not patentable as per the section 3. Contrary public order or morality, serious prejudice to human, animal or plant, whatever you are discovering, if it is harmful to human or animal or plant or environment or health, then not patentable. The mere discovery of a scientific principle or the formulation of an abstract theory or discovery of any living thing or non-living substance occurring in nature, that is also not patentable. So whatever, if you develop some formula or some theory, so that is not patentable. That may come under the copyright but not patentable. Similarly, discovering of any living thing, like if somebody went in forest and from there he found one animal and he claims this is a new animal, so I am going for patent. No, that is available in the nature. You cannot go for the patent. So that may be living thing or non-living thing which is available in the nature, that is not patentable. The mere discovery of new form of non-substance which does not result in the enhancement of non-efficacy of that substance. So, if non-substance which is not efficient, not patentable. If patent is substance obtained by a mere admixture resulting only in the aggregation of the property, that is also not patentable. Like if you mix 2-3 things, obviously there will be a new product. So randomly you mix the coal, then salt, then something else, and you claim this is a new product. No, that is not patentable. So there is some proof of that required. Otherwise it is not patentable. So simply mixing anything is not patentable. You cannot claim that is the new thing. Then mere arrangement assembled a computer and you can say, I have assembled. So just you have purchased the product and the various component and assembled. And you cannot say, now this is my product and you cannot go for the patent. So here arrangement or rearrangement or duplication of any device is not patentable. A method of agriculture and horticulture. In different area of country you will find people are using different methodology for agriculture or horticulture problem. Those are from the very long period, ancient times are there. So nobody can claim that those are the patentable. I have discovered that. That is available in our society. Then 3H. Any process for the medicinal, surgical, curative, prophylactic, diagnostic, therapeutic or other treatment of animal to render them free or disease, to increase their economic value. So you might be aware about that. These days people are using various chemicals, injection and other things to just gain the monetary benefit out of the living things or non-living things. So all such type of activities are not patentable. So in H and I, these things are given. Then a mathematical or business method or computer program, already we discussed. All these things will come under the copyright, not under the patent. Then literary, dramatic, musical, artistic, these are also the part of copyright. Then invention, which in effect is traditional knowledge, already available in the society and our ancestors following from them long time. That is a traditional thing, so not patentable. So there are some points are mentioned or elaborated under the section 3 of 1970 Act. If something is falling under all these criteria, then it is not patentable. Then there is section 4 which comes or which depicts the Atomic Energy Act 1962. So if any invention falling within the scope of Atomic Energy Act 1962, that is not patentable. What are those? Like invention relating to compounds of uranium, thorium, plutonium. So there are some compounds, government specified those things, and if somebody will do some invention on that, that is not patentable. This is the right of government. If you will do something, government will snatch from you and they will not allow you to go for the patent. So these are the some points or clarification regarding the section 3 and section 4. Now, what are the main documents required for filling of a patent application? So I have given, if somebody want to go for the patent, very first thing which I have not mentioned here, first you search whatever you have invented, really is this new or already available in the public domain, which is first thing. If you have done the enormous search or enough search and found that whatever you have invented that is new, then you can go for filling a patent. So these are the documents. A covering letter indicating the list of documents are required. So first thing is the covering letter. Then form 1 is required, which is related to the application for the grant of patent. Can you hear me, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Then form 2, which gives the information regarding the complete or provisional specification related to your invention. So form 2 is required. Then statement and undertaking in form 3. So form 3 belongs to statement and undertaking, which is required. Then form 16 is required, which is related to power of attorney given to any advocate. Then form 5 is required, which is related to the declaration of invention. then fee is received. If you are online submitting, then again you can, there is need to send the hard copy. So all these things are required. One by one we will discuss all these forms and other things. Then essential ingredients of complete specification. So this is concentrated towards the point number 3, complete provisional specification. This is important. This is related to your invention on 2. So like, as we are most of us are belonging from the academia, we are aware about the research. In research, first you will find the title. If you want to write a paper or report, you want first the title. Then you want the abstract. Then you want some literature survey. Then you want the methodology. New things, result, discussion, references. So there is a way to writing a paper. Similarly, for filing a patent, there are some essential ingredients, and those ingredients are divided in 9 parts. Very first is the title and the preamble. Preamble is related to the introduction, so that is required. Then prior art. How can you be judge the prior art? Anyone? Whatever you have invented, so check. In this area, what happened earlier, that is the prior art. How can we check? Anyone? There are lots of research scholars are also. By doing some literature survey, by referring some available literature or sites or whatever scientific material is there, after referring those scientific materials, we can check the prior art and find out the drawbacks. That drawbacks, we can say gap in that technical part. So drawbacks. Because those drawbacks will be the motivation for a researcher or inventor. So there is a need to first do the extensive survey using all the available scientific material, then find out the gaps. That gaps will be motivation for us to invent something new. Then develop a methodology, efforts to overcome the drawbacks. So that's our target as an inventor, to provide a solution. How can we provide a solution? There is a need to develop a methodology. How can we develop a new thing? To overcome the drawbacks which we obtain using the survey. Then summary of the invention. Whatever you have invented, write the abstract point of that invention, the statement of that invention, how it is useful, what are the main or you can say highlighting features of that invention, then detailed description of invention. It will cover so many things, detailed description. If you are going to develop a model, then its working, its shape, its size, so many things will come. Then figures. Drawing is related to the figure of that invention. And some examples how it will work. So there is this systematic approach to write a patent in a form number 2. So we start with the title, preamble, then do the literature survey, find out the research gap and drawbacks, then overcome those drawbacks using your methodology or using invention, then
you want to handle that process. This thing work for us, I think maybe for the standard those who want to work in future may be helpful to them also. Now, if you want to start a business in startup form or any form, you need to ask yourself basic questions. Ask first, who will be your consumers? I think if you don't know your consumer, you can't build a business on that. You need to identify your consumers and their problems. Not any problem, the problem. They have many problems. But for a businessman, you need to identify their burning issues and you need to address those. By those, you can build an empire on that. It is our point of view. And how can you solve those problems? Actually, problem is there, but how to address those problems, you need to identify by your team or through your team, or I need to say market analysis, problem analysis, risk analysis. You need to check those points. After that, you can give a good solution to your consumers. And one most thing that works for us, you need to very specific whether you are working with a product or you are working with a service. Sometimes people don't know about the product and they say that I made this thing and want to do such kind of thing, but at last it is find out by everybody that it is a service, not a product. So sometimes like Zomato, it is a product also a service. So it is a combo or a product or a service which should be defined by the organizing authority or the owner of the business. How to place a product in the market, that is another genre. How to introduce a service in the market, that is also another genre. How to introduce a product and service in a combo, that is another genre. So you need to very specific on that. Otherwise you can't succeed in this rush market. Now, if you start a business or a startup, you need to be very clear about your back office and the execution team. Actually, when I started my business, we have no backup office. Due to this, so much of my time wasted on that, so much penalized by the departments on us, because we have no idea what kind of license you need, what kind of taxation you are in, what kind of approvals you want from the authority. Those were clearly done by the back office. So you need a back office of 1 or 2, or from the core team you assign 1 or 2% to analyze those things to secure your business. That is the main thing. I am earning so much and somebody penalizing me more than I am earning. I am sharing one thing. One day some in the time of service tax, one person came to my office and handed over a letter to me and telling me that those persons are well dressed, well suited, and I was, I think, in the age of 30. So he came to me and asked for an amount of 78 lakhs for the defaulting service tax. I had no idea regarding the service tax at that moment. But suddenly I go through every document and find that I am not in the preview of this service tax, as we are providing the financial inclusion service to the rural people of rural India. So we are not in that genre. After researching on that, I know that that fellow is bluffing on me and he wants to which will be the backbone of your whole organization, and proper documentation made by those people. And the execution part, you may everybody know, aware of that. The execution part is nothing but the planning and service and on the product and the services, how to execute, how to marketize. Those things, I think that will be an easy part in my view. But if your back office is so much knowledgeful and equipped, your business will sustain much more year if your back office is not as much as strong. That will fill up in 2 or 3 years. After 2 or 3 years, nobody will ask you about your business. Now came to the point startup. Startup is nothing but a business scheme of government to mobilize or motivate some young people or the existing ones also, giving some subsidies in the form of tax, promotion, interview and investor in that genre. But startup not only for the new establishment, for existing establishment, government declared the policies and some subsidies on that. Now regarding the new establishment, I think as this August forum hearing from 21st, I think, some of you have the idea new establish how they can register themselves as a startup. I need to cover that part where the existing establishment who started their journey already, who can connect with the startup and get some benefits from startups. This is our Duranto. This one is new one that we registered in state scheme, and this registration or certificate issued by the director of technology, information and technology in IT scheme in April. So we have this new one in our belt, and there is a very big concept in the market of utility billing. We actually filed a patent on that, and some issue regarding the patent also came up with us. And if it is done, it will be changed whole scenario of the utility billing that you know right now. In 2015, we had the opportunity to went to the ministry itself, the central ministry. Actually, again thanks to Dr. P.L.R. Dasa, he arranged that thing, and me and my team with him, we went to North Block and demonstrated our product in there. Now, why anyone needs any startup? Actually, as I already said that, for promotional purpose and investment purpose and some income tax relief under section 56 and section 80, some relief already given to the startups. But in my view, any startup need not bias themselves by those. Actually, a businessman always think positive and wants to build his empire what he have. Income tax relaxation he is getting, that is a cherry on cake. He gets some investor cherry on cake. He is getting some promotion from outside, also a cherry on cake. But I think those points need to be covered by the team himself. If the startup or the organizing authority all fully depend on this thing, I think those schemes will help you little bit, but if your foundation stone build on those, that will be a very painful in long run. How I may give you a view on that. And in my view, in startup, business mentality, what I am saying from very beginning, you must understand that your first product or service, not your the final product or service. In our case also, we evolve, we develop, and we always modify our services and products. So it is the thumb rule of your business or startup that your first service or first product is not the final service or product for your organization. You must remember this thing, and you 100% try to collect the data from your consumer, market and its demand. If you have those in your pocket, your business never fall down. When I discuss something with my team, they ask me every time, whether we need to make it a very scalable business or a big, I mean to say big business. In my theory, everybody think for a scalable business, but first go for the pilot one. If you fall from a high ground, that will be very much devastating for you. So make it a small package, test it, then make it a large one or a scalable one. And one more thing, when you make a business like a platform, that will filled up by other work and your business will grow. How? When you think for growing, they are a platform. Facebook, they are also a platform. Microsoft, Zomato, Uber, those all are platforms. You may say that this is the IT background startups or not startups or business. But in practical scenario, you can get those kind of businesses in other sector also. In manpower, somebody working for you and you are getting the commission from them. You are not doing nothing, only recruiting some person and getting some money. One more thing, in my first journey, in first phase, I learned that now you people also learn that from the Facebook itself, that don't be a manager of your brand. Self-employment is a trap, because when you want to do everything right, you by habit you will try to do everything by yourself. End of the day, you mess up with your mind, you sleep, your family. So this is my humble request to all of the startup owners or startup motivators or mentors. Do spread this thing. Those persons who want to make a scalable business in future need to very much clear that they need not to be the manager of his or her brand. If it is a thing that anybody wants to impact on the market, he or she need a good team. Be a team player, be a good leader of your team, and try to be very polite, then a business can sustain. One more thing I want to share, that as my topic is startup, I want to share you a startup form. I don't know if you people aware of this or not. This is the startup form. when you want to do the startup, you need to have those kind of information with you. This is the practical startup form. This is our IT service based one startup that is there. This is their details. We need to put on that. I think for a startup you first need a SIN number. Otherwise, somebody telling you that you can start a business and you can get a startup registration, it can't be. You need to have this compulsory company incorporation number, that is SIN. After that you can get the PAN card number and GST number. Then after you can register that for a startup. In my previous seminar with TIT also on industry fair, it has been come to my knowledge that everybody telling that a partnership firm can be a startup also. So it can be, as per the startup norms, anybody wants to register themselves as a startup, they need to have this SIN number. These are the details you need to put, the return line, PAN number things. Now this part is very genuine part. Information regarding your current employee strength, it is okay. Idea, validation, early traction and scaling. This part is very much important part. You need to identify your stage, whether you right now in which stage you have right now. It is an idea stage or if some product is ready or services or proposal is ready, then you can push this thing. And if you have a intellectual property, you must need to register the copyright, patent, trademarks. You need to register in that. If you have some intellectual property issue, 100% you go for the patent, otherwise that will be copied by everybody like a chalk shop. In startup, everybody need to understand that there is a basic idea that startup can be built in any sort of services or product. No, it is 100% on innovative products or services, or at least it innovate or improve the service or product. Otherwise, in startup, we haven't get this startup registration. Each startup must generate employment, wealth generation, 100% that will be done. That's because every businessman have their own capability to earn from that business. Startup activity, those are our details here, and we need to update those things, your patent, your product in the startup forum, so that they can give you a startup registration. Now, one thing, startup registration means DPIIT recognition. What is DPIIT recognition? After this recognition, this is DPIIT recognition that I showed in my slide previously. After startup recognition, you can get this kind of benefits, income tax benefit and some other promotional and investor benefits. Income tax for startups, the new startups from the very beginning to their 10 years of tenure, they can avail 3 years of income tax exemption in different clauses. For existing ones, like one of our, we registered in 2013 and we applied for that in 2018, and they gave us the registration in 2000, I think 2020. 2020 they gave us this registration and gave us that tenure of 3 years to appeal that thing. And as by the grace of God, we are not in that slab, they are not giving us that facility also. So this is the step of one thing that the business owners or any person that motivates the startup, you have to push everybody to go for startups and appeal for those things. Sometimes those facilities, whenever you turnover is in first year beyond 1 crore, startup schemes not available for you people. At that moment you need to rely on yourself. So these are the things in startup recognition. You need to be very careful on these things, and after putting all data, valid data, you can get a startup registration for the existing one also. Now, for a startup, whenever you are starting a startup, you need to be very clear that when you start a business, when we people starting a business or the new people wants to start a business, they think for that, okay, this product or service cost me this 2 lakhs, and after selling or giving the service, I am getting 1 lakh, 4 lakhs, so my profit will be 1 lakh. No, those kind of calculations done in our 8 mathematics. In here, those background stories are there where you need to be very clear that you have those kind of paper in your bag, so that whenever your business is making some progress, some people from outside come and I mean, you not to use that word, rob you and take those 1 lakh from you. You need to be very much careful on that. Earning is one thing, and keeping the money in your bank account is much more tougher. Now you need to be very clear about your SIM, your MSME registration, your PAN card, your GST, your EPF, your USI, ISO. Those are the parameters from your side. You need to be very clear, and I think from my experience I can share that each registration bring one liability to you. How? When you register for a PAN card, you need to file your income tax in due time. When you want to file an income tax, you can't file this income tax by yourself. You need to hire a CA. Okay. When you get a SIM, there is a involvement of MCA, Ministry of Company Affairs. You need to file a ROC return every year. You need to write down for your director deal number renewals. So there are also money involved. If you registered yourself for the goods service tax, you need to file every month or the quarterly, whatever they are providing us right now. It also needs money. Or when you apply for this MSME registration, on which basis at last on 2016 the government of India provided the startup scheme. You need to find that also. If you register yourself for the MSME, you must have your all document proper lined up. To get the subsidy from MSME, you have to properly submit those things. Those are have their own consultants in their department, so you need to talk with them. Otherwise, if anybody think that I can build my project and submit that and get the money, it can't be. In 100 cases, one cases will pop up on that case. So, while you think for a business or a startup, you need to calculate that part also. Those statutory papers you need to clear by yourself, and after that, whenever the registration done, each month you need to file that also. For EPF, for ESI, for any working compensation for your employees, those who connected with you, those part is the backbone of your company or your startup. Whenever you think about those things, I think at that moment I can say that your business is growing. When you are thinking only about your product, about your services, at that time you are not growing at all. Because it is like that food for work. You are providing the service and getting the money and exhausted that money. But when you think for your employees or for your organization, then a scalable business can mount up. I need to say that you need to worry about your service and product. That is also correct. But when you are only thinking about those things, I think there is some problem on that. In that case, you need to think about your business, product, and the volume that you are trying to achieve. In one time, my motto was that from state Tripura, I will earn 1 rupee from each person. That will bring me 20 lakh every month. So, in that scenario, I can say that business was a scalable business for a 20 lakh consumers, and I think that is running okay. But when you think about your employee and your organization and the documentation of your organization, that will help to build up a great empire like Tata, IBM, Microsoft. They are thinking about their employees, and their mechanism is like that. Whenever they are not present in their business, they can run by its own. Right now, what happening for maximum startup, if the owner is not present for the business for 3 to 4 months, the business is ruined. So you need to worry about that thing and build a business on that case. I think after a certain period of time, the business will run itself. So I think startup motivation or startup creation, anyone want to start, at first don't go for a decision, go for your planning, analysis, and think positive that I can do that. And after certain analysis like risk management, fund management, market management, if everything okay in your paper, maybe sometimes you need to take some risks, but I always tell that there are 2 types of risks. One is calculative risks and one is blind risks. I know that there is a proverb that in the road you must take the left hand side. So that will be a great thing. Never you have not risk yourself, but sometimes it also occurs some accident in the road, and after some analysis you can say that in left side also some leaks is there, but it is a temporary leak. You can't avoid to go to the load. But if you try to blind yourself by a cloth of by the cloth and went to the road in middle portion, then 100% the vehicle will hit you. This is a blind leak. So in business, never take a blind risk. You take a calculated risk that will give you ample scope to recover. And for startups, I want to mention one thing. My time is also walking with I am sometimes late. So if you want to build a startup or motivate someone to start a startup, you first of all check all the parameters that you want to put in calculation first. Any variable, try to make it a constant. If you have an equation of multiple variables, you can't solve it. But if you put some constant on that, who will be your investor? I mean to say, if you are a IT-based organization, in my experience, I can say that nobody wants to pay a single penny on an IT organization from bank side also. I'm 100% it is correct, as because we have no asset. If you are a product base, then you have some products. If you are a storekeeper, you have some materials so that you can model those things to the bank also. But while you are an IT startup or IT based organization, you can't get money from the bank or any investor like this. Those things are in our dreams. Nobody can give you a single penny on that. So you need to very specific for your investors or the pocket you have, how much money you have to invest in this. Otherwise, what happens if you started a business and you don't thinking about the resource? After some time, if the business not giving up what you are thinking, then it will be a very painful for you. It will become so much hard for you that to survive in that position. In this COVID pandemic situation, so much startup already shut down. In Tripura also, as per my knowledge, already 17 to 18 numbers of startup already shut down their doors, and right now they are doing jobs in different organizations. In my organization, two startups owners are there. So it is so much painful to an entrepreneur to work for other rather than his own organization. So I want to thank you all again to invite me in this August forum to share my experience on this. I don't know whether my experience again helpful to people or not. Thank you.
The balloons.
Yes, sir.
Acha. I have some question.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I think I have just can you highlight some points which will help to our existing students for entrepreneurship?
That's the main point. I want to discuss, thank you.
Can you highlight your success story?
Answer?
Can you highlight your success story?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Actually, at first I want to thank you, sir. Previously I thank you, but I think you are not present in this forum. I shared our story also. that you help us mentoring us on our product. That is also registered on the startup in the central scheme, and it is our great achievement that we are connected with you. And I already shared my points on that. That a business mentality 100% needed to start a business, and anyone wants to start a business in any form, whether it is under the scheme of the startups, they need to be very clear regarding their businesses. And I already shared some story about our Duranto and their Duranto product is again I am repeating that thing. In Duranto, we are combining the Ola Uber service with the Red Bus service for the rural people, where they can connect with the rural people, and anytime anybody can book a bus, train, or the cab service from his mobile itself, and from SMS. That is the key feature of that thing. In village, somebody have their own keypad phone, they can use that phone to connect with that. Also, we have this, they are concept that we build with you. We started that journey in 2015, and I already mentioned previously that you yourself take us to the North Block and presented that to the Central Minister itself, and we started our services in Tripura State Electricity Board and Assam Power Distribution Control Board. That is running okay, and in our case we filed a patent on there. There is a utility billing solution which involves so many manpower, so that we can generate manpower, and by doing so we are earning also in a great thing. And we also want to mention that in my startup we started one thing, the salt production in Odisha, and we are providing the services to the double 45 salt production, and we provided the service to Arunachal people and Manipur people right now. And recently we are in the zone of this manpower service providing. We are providing business, state government organization, the manpower, PSCL, TNDCL, State Cooperative Bank, DIT, SBI, Labor Department, and I think power grid also we provided some manpower. In our belt we are providing, I think, 3,000 plus manpower by ARK startup. So those kind of things we are achieving thanks to you people, and from a very small stage we are right now in our going stage. Hope for the best, and देखते हैं क्या होता है.
Sir, I have one question, sir. I am Yukma from IIT Agartala, limited first year student.
Okay.
Sir, what is your key point to do startup, sir? To do startup and business, sir?
Actually, key point, as I mentioned earlier, if you have one idea in your mind, you need to identify your consumer first. That is the key point. If you want to start a startup or a business, startup nothing but a business or a scheme of central government. You think of the business. I think you have one idea. Yeah? Hello?
Yes.
You have one idea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have one idea in which sector? Service or product?
I remember this electrical like
Hanji?
product.
Product. So you have your product. in whatever sector you have your product, you need to identify your consumer first. If you identify your consumer, in that case you can sell it to him. Otherwise, if you, I think you know the iron fruit, you can sell that to the farmer. You need to identify a consumer of a plow. So if you want to sell something, you 100% for a startup, what is the fuel of a startup? The earning of the input money is the fuel to the startup. If you are getting money, if you are building something, you build a product or you are providing some service in your startup. If you earn from that thing, you can build a empire on that. I already mentioned that thing. If you can't identify your consumers, you can't build a startup or a successful startup, I want to say. So key factor is your consumers. Consumers or your buyers. What about your product that will define the consumer.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, and another thing, sir, how you select so how you identify your product is good and unique idea, sir?
Pardon?
How you identify your product is good and unique idea in this shot?
Okay. First of all, let me tell you a story first. In 2014, I broke my leg. Okay, I broke my leg and I slept in my bed. Plaster was on my leg. My father is asking for the electricity bill. Okay, so at that period, I hearing this thing for every month. That time I think this is a burning issue. We are not getting any bill in our bank. At that moment, I have that idea that we need to build a product on that. I consulted with my mentor, that is sir, Pure and sir. Sir, I have this kind of idea and we want to build up a product. Sir mentoring us, sir guided us. And in that case, I need to be very clear. You need to find a pattern first. If you have a unique idea, you need to find a pattern first, otherwise it will be copied by everybody. And as per your question, how can you judge your idea is unique? While you want to find a pattern, the thing is like that, while you push some idea on that thing, they search whole thing, whole world ideas, and give you a feedback on that, then your idea is unique or not. From my point of view, I am sitting in Agartala and Tripura. I can't say that my idea is unique. From my point of view, it is a unique idea. But from a people behind the decks of Delhi, it is not a unique idea. In our case also, I want to mention that while we went to Delhi Jal Board with sir, at that time that fellow is saying that we are providing that kind of idea in here. In Delhi Jal Board, we are using that idea. And we are very much sure that this idea is not like us. But when we saw that some points already matched with that Jal Board ideas, Delhi Jal Board. So after that, we modified or evolved some ideas in our system. Thanks to the person named Ankuran, who was the OSD for Chiradi for 15 years. He gave us some ideas and we copied that thing. Sir put some ideas on that, we put some ideas on that, and we evolved the idea. Then in my case, I already presented you that thing. Your first product or your first idea is not your final product or your final idea. This is the preliminary base in child that need to be nourished, and before bringing into the market, you need to be modify or evolve or improve your idea so that it can be taken by the people as an innovative idea. While you have an idea, it is not an innovative idea. You need to be check it first, validate it first. You validate that by filing a patent. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Any other question from the other audience? I think there is no more questions. Thank you so much, sir. Your lecture was very nice, informative, and interesting.
Now, I will share some point.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So anybody have some idea, okay? But how you can establish this idea is a unique idea. In that case, when you go for filing a patent, so you have to submit a sourcing report. So sourcing report is very important. I think our experts already discussed the sourcing report. Without sourcing report, you cannot go for a filing report. Okay. So sourcing report means it is globally you have to source, not a unitary product, not in national level. You have to source it globally. Globally means world level. So if anybody find the same product, then they will claim. Otherwise, they will claim and they will challenge you. Then your product is not the unique product. This is our product, and they will claiming their product. So if you got this feedback, then what Devanu said, then you have to modify. You have to update, or you have to some modification is required. Okay. So this is actually required. Everything is not enough in the in patent or the new idea or novelty. You have the potentiality, you have the idea, you have the novelty, you have the unique product, but you have to source it through global. You have to source it and give to me the report. There only you are eligible for the filing the patent. Without sourcing report, you cannot file the patent. Okay. So initially you have to think, and you can explore what are the provisions are there, or what are the products are there, how much. Suppose I will give you an example. You have this bicycle, you have seen the bicycle. In India, how many bicycles, different design or different shoes or different shapes bicycles are available? All are not same. Nah. So everything, but initially the idea came bicycle with the two-wheelers. Now only the two movable parts are there with a chain, and pulley. Now you see, now the bicycle is changing, the size is changing, design is changing, and everything is changing. Okay, but if you search for the patent, the n numbers of patents you will find. Okay, so in that case, the one said that you have the product. Suppose in India we have the 130 crores people are there. So what are the market? How you will identify the markets? So markets, you have to search what are the commodities and what are the requirements, demand size. What are the demand size? So if you consider the cycle, I think if you search you have to search the how many bicycle manufacturing companies are there, and how many bicycles are daily manufactured, and how many demands are there. Okay, so and what will be the life of the product? So bicycle, what is the life of the bicycle? 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 30 years. So then in the meantime, how many will produced? What will be, that's why what will be the supply chain? Supply chain means what is the requirements, what are the manufacturing products are available, and then you can accordingly you can go for manufacturing. Okay, so market, everything is required before product, before you have the product, before before supplying the market, you have to go serve the market also. So this is the things for finding any product or idea. You can check it. Okay, or anything. But Kumar, I think you got some idea.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Suppose the charging station. Now in India the electric vehicle charging station. So people are working throughout the world. Now,
yes.
so now in Tripura you are doing research on electric vehicle charging stations. So in charging stations lots of components are there. Now lots of components are there. Lots of things for not only components, auxiliary main components and auxiliary components are there. So you have to find out where you want to go for your contribution. If you want to contribute where, either in battery, either in converter or in circuit, so you have to identify your contribute where you can contribute. That is also one thing, one major point. The way you can contribute, you have to identify this also, here also. Suppose in charging fast charger are there, wireless charging stations are there. So lots of scopes are there, but you need to identify the problems. So you will get idea if you go to the society, lots of problems are there. So you have to identify the first problem, and then you have to go for the solution. Then you have to get the idea how we can solve the problem. Then you will get the idea, and this idea you can convert it either in a product or in the process. Okay. So just I share some points as you have raised this. Kumar, thank you, Kumar, you have raised this issue.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody ask any question to the students? So for this small state, but we need to appreciate our students or the people who are doing their entrepreneurship or startup projects. We need to cooperate them, we need to support them, otherwise how they will establish their life. Because the way the society is growing up, there is no jobs available. So now it is the time to create our idea or intellectual property to implement in our society, so that we can make the product, we can change our service, we can change our whatever we have research activity, we can implement in the society, we can change our socio-economic development, we can change, we can make the employment generation, we can support the unemployed youth also. Otherwise, how we can only the years the technocrats can change the society. And if you see what are the developments is doing in every states or the national level, the most important things are the technocrats. Their contribution is more. If you want to invest in the building, high-rise building, who are the main architect, civil engineers, architect engineers. If you see the light, power, electricity power, all the building mechanical engineers are in the and with the building power and other things. Even the medical science also, if you see the equipments and medical equipments, you see the medical engineers are there. Okay, so you have to think where you want to work or where you want to go for research or where you can change the society. and problems you have to take the locally. Now, and it depends on the nature, geographical, everything is there. Okay. And
Thank you. Thank you, Damana sir. I'd like to express my deep gratitude to you for your kind presence in this activity.
Thank you.
And on behalf of Agartala again, I pay my present means pleasure thanks to you for your help and support for this activity organized.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
You can leave now, sir. Everyone can leave now.